In this video, let's take a look at this question which came in ISI PEA 2023. So consider a market demand function P equals 100 minus Q. This is the market demand function. There is a large number of firms with identical cost functions. This is the cost function of an individual firm. 10 plus 2 QI if QI is strictly positive, otherwise it's 0. So I need to find out the competitive equilibrium price. So what I need to start with is I will find out the supply function of each individual firm. Okay, so to find that, I will maximize the profit. I will solve the profit maximization problem, which is P times QI minus cost. Okay, and QI is our choice variable. And since we are trying to find out competitive equilibrium, P will be constant in when we are trying to find out the profit maximization problem for a single firm, because in competitive case the a single firm is a price taker. Okay, so now what I will do is I will draw a graph for the cost function. This is QI, this is the cost. Okay, so when QI is equal to 0, cost is also 0, and then when QI is strictly positive, cost function becomes like this, 10 plus 2 QI. Okay, and you can see the right hand limit. So limit when QI tends to 0, from the right hand side the cost is equal to 10. Okay, now I will try to superimpose the total revenue curve in this graph. Okay, so if there will be three cases. Okay, so if P is greater than strictly greater than 2, the total revenue curve will be steeper than the 10 plus 2 QI curve. Okay, like this. So I'll start from the origin and it will be steeper. So you can see that as QI increases, the difference between TR and the cost goes up. So this is your profit. This region, which is under the TR curve but above total cost, is your profit. So as you can see that when QI goes up, the profit also goes up. So the individual firm will try to supply as much as possible when P is greater than 2. So in this case, QI will be phi. Why phi and not infinite? Because infinity is just a concept. It is not an exact number or even a range. It is just a concept. So QI belongs to phi. So there is no set of solutions when P is greater than 2, because the firms are going to increase forever. Okay, going to increase their quantity forever. So if P is greater than 2, there is no set of solutions for QI. And if P is equal to 2, so this is your cost function. Okay, if P is equal to 2, the slope of both the curves will be the same. And if QI is equal to 0, then profit will be 0, because revenue is also 0 and cost is also 0. But when QI is strictly positive, the total revenue will be 2 times QI and total cost will be 10 plus 2 QI. If you find out the difference, you will get minus 10 as your profit. So which is better, 0 or minus 10? Obviously 0, right? So this is the profit maximizing case. So if P is equal to 2, QI will be 0. And so what will happen if P is strictly less than 2? Once again, I will draw the curve. This is the cost function. Now if price is less than 2, the total revenue curve will be flatter. Okay. And once again, if QI is equal to 0, profit equal to 0, but if QI is strictly positive, you can see the difference between total cost and total revenue goes up. You can see that losses are going to increase when I increase QI. Okay, so it's better to not produce anything and to keep profits at zero level. So once again, if P is strictly lesser than 2, QI will also be 0. So using this, I will find out the market supply function. So what will be the market supply function? If P is greater than 2, each individual firm will have no set of solution. So the market supply will also have no set of solution. If P is equal to 2, every firm is going to produce 0. So market supply will also be 0. If P is strictly less than 2, the same thing happens. So now I will draw my market demand and market supply functions. Okay. So this is the market demand function. P equals 100 minus Q. This is the market supply function. Now what is the, sorry, this is the market demand function. I bet this is market demand function. Now what is the market supply function? If P is less than 2, quantity supplied will be 0, and if P equal to 2, then also quantity supplied will be 0. So for this, the supply will be coinciding with the y-axis, and when P is strictly greater than 2, there is no set of solutions, so I can't draw anything in the curve. And you can see that there is no intersection between the market demand function and market supply function. So from this we can conclude there is no competitive equilibrium. Now what is the correct option? Option A, the competitive equilibrium price is not well defined.